with CarolJo's. CarolJo's is an online jewelry and accessory business for women. So we are going to have different things that happen on my lives. I am live today on TikTok and on YouTube. I am also bringing up my backup account on TikTok so I can see comments because that helps me out. All right, there we go. So I go live 4 times a week on both devices or both social medias at the same time. Those are when I do my chat times and my tutorials. I go live 2 more times a week on TikTok only to do bead sales, and I do a jewelry sale on TikTok and my Facebook group. My schedule is Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday. On Monday through Thursdays, I go live at 8 p.m. Central. Fridays, I go sometime in the afternoon and then at 7 p.m. And then Saturdays, I go, did I say Saturday before? I meant Friday is sometime in the afternoon and at 7 p.m. Saturdays is between 10 and 2, I will go live. So welcome in, everybody. Go ahead and say hi when you join so I can see who's here. Today is a tutorial day where we are going to be doing the loops on the spiral twist. As always, on TikTok, if you guys do 10 shares and 10,000 likes, we will be doing giveaways. I'm going to do jewelry today since we're making jewelry in our tutorial. So the colors that we're going to do with the spiral twist is going to be our orange, black, and white. But with the twist part, I'm going to add in some purples. So we've got that. And then also, I'm going to show you here what it looks like on a different color when it's finished. This is my bracelet that I have with the twists. So you go from this, I'm trying to get it on both social medias, from this to this by adding the twists. So, and I did this one here. If you look at it, it is the same color bead on the that I use for my twist part, that spiral part, as the loops. We're going to change that up with ours. And we're going to make it bold. You can do whatever you want. I am just truly one that just does one solid. I am not very like out of the box for my own personal jewelry most of the time. So therefore, for me, that's my style. But you might have someone, or you may have someone that likes it when it is completely different. And so today with the twist that we're going to make with the loops, we are going to use orange, white, black, and purple beads. And we are going to use them in sizes 11/0, 8/0, and 6/0. And that will mix up your textures, it will mix up your colors, and it'll give it its own unique look. So I hope you guys are going to have fun with this. We may not get it done all in one live because making these, when you're doing the sewing part of jewelry making, does take time. So we'll start it, and then if I get it finished, I will do a video of the finished one if it's done outside of this video. Okay? Just to let you know. And also, another thing that I was going to let you know is that today I will be uploading a video on how to add thread to your projects. I'm not going to explain it here on this one because I did a video yesterday and I got it done, but I uploaded the spiral twist video yesterday, so I wanted to wait another day to upload a different one. Those videos, you will find both of them over on YouTube. I have my repository of tutorials and chat times over on YouTube. So all my lives get saved over here on YouTube, and I will do some uploading of tutorials on YouTube. So if you are on TikTok and want to know how to subscribe to me on YouTube, just go to the CJS logo at the top, CJS logo at the bottom. You will get in my bio. There is a hyperlink in there. Tap that hyperlink, scroll all the way to the bottom of the list, and that is where YouTube link is located. That will send you over to my YouTube channel, and you can subscribe to me there and know and see all the videos. So if you're on a tutorial and you just want to remember a step, head on over and you can see it because my lives are recorded there. If you have any questions as we're going through it, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm going to point the cameras down, so I may not see all the comments from YouTube down there, but I do have my backup account of TikTok, so I'll be able to see the TikTok comments. All right. And thank you everyone who started to follow over here on TikTok. The comments have been flying and I haven't said thank you to everybody, but I do appreciate it. Hi, Danielle. So I'm going to scoot you guys down. All right. And you'll see here, let me get YouTube down. You will see some of the colors. I can't fit them all on one screen. So I do have 8.0. I've got 8.0s. I have black, white, and orange. I do not have an 8.0 purple. And I don't know if you guys on TikTok can see them all. I'm trying to scoochie them down. But I actually had to have two mats here to get all the colors. So for the, these are 6.0s. These are 8.0s here. I have purple that is a transparent purple, opaque, orange, black, and white. Then we got to the 11.0s. 11.0s, I have a lot of different colors. So I have silver lined orange and I have the opaque orange. I have the silver lined amethyst, which is purple, and I have transparent purple. Over on a mat that you guys can't see, I have opaque black and I have transparent white. So I'm using different colors than what is in the base here to give us more texture and colors in it. So, and Danielle asked, did you see the lights last night? I went outside to go look. It was cloudy, so I didn't get to see them. I could see the hues kind of through the clouds. You could see this ominous like whitish pink color, but we couldn't see it completely. And that was one of the things that they warned us about here, is that we might not be able to see them last night. They said we might be able to see them again tonight, so I'm going to go and try to look tonight again. I will see. Last night was supposed to be the best night, but we had clouds. All right, to start this off, when I came back through, I'm right here. If you notice, at the end of my 4mm bead that's at the end, you're going to go through the first bead, which in this case is that white 6.0. We're going to go and make a loop on every single 6.0 bead in here. So I'm going to go through my 6.0, come up over the, come up, make sure you're not getting your toggle closure in there. And my string is a little bit long, wonky here, so I got to pull that through. We are going to load up our loop to make it however long we want to make it, and then you come back through like we just did and go to the next bead. So I need to load up my needle with how I want to make my loops. You can make the loops all the same like I did on this one. All of them are a certain number of the 11.0s that I used here. Then I have an 8.0, and then I had a 4.0, and then I repeated it on the other side for my loop. So my loops are symmetrical on my bracelet. I am not going to do that here, but I need to have a pattern that has the same numbers and sizes so that my loop sizes stay the same, because I would not be able to make one where my loop sizes are different as I go up and down the bracelet. That is just me. So I'm trying to decide if I start with some the 11.0s and get a certain number, and then go to the 8.0s, and then my center bead will be my 6.0. So let me go ahead. I'm going to grab 3 on my needle of the white transparent. See, there is where the 3. Then I'm going to grab the silver line purple. I'm going to grab 3 of those. And then I'm going to grab 3 of the opaque orange. So that makes a total of 9 on the 11.0s. I'm going to grab 1 of the 8mm, which I'm going to grab black since I haven't used that color yet. And then I'm going to go with white as my 6.0. And now I'm going to go backwards and do 1 black, 3 orange opaque, 3 of the transparent silver lined amethyst, and then I'm going over and grabbing 3 of my transparent white. Here is what I have on my needle. I'm going to push that down to my bracelet, get it to sit on top of that bead that I am working with, and going back through this way, the first and the next seed bead. So let me show you here, get my fingers out of the way. See, I've gone through the one I was doing and the next one, and pull that tight and make sure you do not get your thread around your clasp. And there is our first loop. Now, we are in the black one. We can mix this up, or we could do it identical. We could have all of our loops be this way all the way down if we wanted, but that's not what I want today. I am going to mix it up. Thank you, Mariah, for the follow. So let's go with 3 of the purple. I'm going to go with 3 of the black. And then let's go with 3 of the silver lined orange. Let's grab a white 8-0 and a black 6-0, white 8-0, and then repeat backwards. So it would be 3 of the silver lined 11-0s, 3 of the black. Sorry you can't see all of the beads, everybody, but there are a lot of beads here and I just could not get them all on the same mat. And then purple is the first color. And if you guys noticed, I just lay everything down on the mat and use my needle to pick it up. So there's our second loop colors. Push that down. We are going to go through, see if we can get this one to flop down. There we go. I'm going to go through the black this way and the white. Thanks, Molly. I can't see YouTube's comments as easy, but I don't mean to miss them. Try to get it through. There we go. We got it through. Just don't stab yourself. Hi, is it Toka Taco? So here is our second loop. So if you put them beside each other, this is how they're going to look. Every so often when you're doing this, you're going to want to just go in underneath the thread, create a knot. That way, if something were to happen and you caught your loop on something, you won't lose your entire project. You'll just lose to that knot and have to redo from that point forward. See, this is what it's going to look like. It is going to be a plethora of colors here. We're going to go ahead and on that third white, we're going to keep going. And you literally just do this pattern all the way down. So now I am going to do, I want to do black at the base. So I got 3 black. I am going to do 3 orange. And I'm going to do 3 white. These all are the 11-0s. You can use whatever size bead you want. Then I'm going to do the purple 8-0. And let's do the orange 6-0, purple, white, whoops, I have 4 there. I had to take one off because I had 4. I have the orange here, so I'm going to grab 3 of these orange. And then the black. There we go. Here is our next loops pattern. Push that down. Go through from the opposite way. So we are going right to left through that bead and into the next one and go through it. Pull that tight so you got your loop without getting caught on anything else. As you go down this, you have the chance to go around another loop with your thread. So you want to be mindful that your thread isn't going around and it's just staying. So now here is what 3 of the loops look like. Good morning, Rosie. So now I am going to grab more here. Let's do this orange. And if you decide you want to have a pattern, you can go for it and have a pattern. I'm going to do white. I'm going to do black. And let's see, I'm going to do white. Holy buckets, it doesn't want to pick up that bead. There we go. And this purple. And orange, this color orange is the bottom. Here is our next loop. As I say, I can see it. I've got it on my backup account and I can see it. So literally what I do is, see how I have through the black? I'm going to go back through that black and then through the white. I'm going to go through the next two beads like this. Okay, you're welcome. See, now look at this. This is what I want you to be mindful of. See how this one fell around some loops? We want to lift him up and get him falling that way so that we, yeah, I have two different social medias so that you can get that nice and snug. So that's why I say be mindful of that as we're going through this. And so as you're wearing it, this is what it'll look like when you're wearing it. You're going to have a plethora of the Halloween colors. Yeah. I got this wound around. There we go. There we go. You just have to keep, and when you're holding this, oh, it is calming. This is one thing. Amelia over here on YouTube is talking about that this is calming. And for me, this is personally a calming when I've done these before because it's repetitive. You don't really have to think. And if you do these where they're solid instead of like this, well, it will just be a pattern. You could even have done this in a way, instead of making them this way, I'm going to show you guys a different way, and I can take this off and redo it. So don't despair. I would rather us talk about doing different ways and different patterns, and I have to redo this later, than you guys not understand what I'm saying. So like here, I have done 3 beads of the 3 beads of the 11-0s, an 8-0, and a 6-0 on each one of these loops. We could do it something like where we do 9 of the one color, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then grab one of the 8-0s. Let's see what we have. We have white. So black, one of the 8, and that black is a 6-0. This is an 8-0 orange, and let's grab 9 of the whites again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this one that I'm going to show you, if you want to have simplicity instead of the busy colors, you just have all of your 11-0s are the same color. Your 8-0 is a different color than your 6-0 even. Push those down. I'm going to show you how this will look different. Bring this back through that. I'm going to move my finger in just a second so you guys can see. Sorry, there. You're going to bring that through this. This is the bead that we are putting the loop on, and go to the next one behind it and pull your needle through, making sure you're not hooking on to anything else. And there is one that is colorful, but not as busy. So you can decide which way you want to do that. Hi, Grammy. So I'm going to do a few that way so that you guys can see the difference. So that was the white. Let me go with the transparent purple. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do one white and then an orange for the 6-0. The white and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pull those down, get that around there, go through that black 6-0 and then go through the white that's next to it. Do you see where my needle is at, where I'm going through? Pull those through. Do not get caught on other loops or anywhere else in your project, and pull that tight. So you see how with the purple, the white, and the orange, that's that loop. So you can do it any way you want. I'm going to do one with the black. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Grab that transparent purple. I'm going to use the white. Now we're going to go back to that transparent purple, and I'm going to grab 9 of the black. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here's the next loop. I'm going to push that down. Except for this last one is not wanting to go down because his hole isn't big enough. At least he was at the bottom of the last one I added and not in the middle. Sometimes the seed beads, when you get the smaller ones, their holes are not as big and they won't go on your needle. So we're going to go back through the white. I got to get in there. And through the black. There we go. Got there. And then pull that tight. And putting your needle through those beads, you're going to feel resistance at times. Don't shove it in there, but kind of move your needle around to get it to go through. So there's one with black, purple, and white. Like I said, every so often, just tie this off. Got to go around. There we go. Like that. The reason we're tying it is if anything were to happen to our loops, they will not come off. Not all, you won't lose your whole project. You may lose a few loops. All right. I think I like it better. You guys can let me know. I think I like it better when we do the 9, 1, and 1, and then repeat than this way. And it really truly comes down to just playing around until you find what you like. I really do think I like that better. Because when you look at it from here, it'd be like this. So you can really see those Halloween colors. Yes, I know it is only May, and I'm thinking Halloween colors. Some people like Halloween all year round. But if you are someone that does things where you have a business creating jewelry, you have to think about seasons ahead of time to make sure you have all of your supplies to do it, that you have time to be able to make what you're creating. So we're getting into starting to think about the end of summer, beginning of fall type colors. You know, think about the fall sports and what do you want to do with that? So that's why you got to think ahead. And that's why I chose to do Halloween colors today. All right, let's see. What color should we do now? Should we do an orange? Let's do the transparent silver lined orange. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to grab one of the purple, and then I'm going to grab the black. Purple, and then the orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gotta get one more. 9. We are making, Lana, a spiral twist bracelet with loops using seed beads. I'll show you what it looks like done. We're going back through the 6-0 on the base and the next 6-0. To create the loop. Here is what mine that I have in my collection looks like. So when you start this, you use a spiral twist, which is this. I can undo this so you can see it long. This is what this started as. And you end up putting loops on them, so then it looks fuller like this. And to do this bracelet, I do have 2 different tutorials out on this on YouTube to be able to take this and make this. And then today with what we're doing here on the live will be the tutorial for the loops. And you can see that over, if you would like to watch it again, you can watch it on YouTube. But literally all you do to finish off this bracelet is every single center bead of that twist. I'm going to bring this one up because it's every single, like in this case, every single blue, you create a loop for it. And you get to choose what colors you're going to do. So this one is one that I have as a twist that's in my collection. That is just, this is all I wear it as. So when I wear it, it's like this. And this is what everybody sees. Now this one is another one in my collection. When I wear this, this is what everybody sees. Now when I made this one, I'm going to get down to our center. The center and the beads in it are all the same. So this is just one solid color. And I wanted to show you guys something where you can take different colors and mix it up and make something very colorful, very vibrant, and make it what you want to do. The beads, when I have bought them, because we talked about it, I do sell beads over here on TikTok. I do not do it on YouTube. I do not sell seed beads, and that's what these are. You can go to different places to buy seed beads. I had a local bead store back in the day that I bought a majority of my seed beads from, or I bought them from Fire Mountain Gems. It's an online company out of Washington, I believe. And that is where I've gotten a lot of other seed beads. We did a chat time or a tutorial day about different types of seed beads. This on my table here, we have the 11 O's, 8 O's, and 6 O's. The bigger the bead, the smaller the number. So there's different things to learn about seed beads if you do not already have them. And there is, like here, this orange is a silver lined transparent orange, whereas this one, and this one, they are an opaque orange bead. So depending, you can get different kinds of beads. They can be opaque. They can be total transparent without being silver line. You can have them transparent with the silver line. So like this one here, this purple is transparent. There is no lining on it. But this purple here is silver lined. This one here is transparent without. So there's lots of different ways. There are different companies that make seed beads. You can buy them from, made by companies in the Czech Republic, and those are Czech seed beads. That's what a majority of what you see here. They are Czech seed beads is what I usually use. You can get Japanese seed beads, which would be the Toso, the Mayuki, and those are very, very consistent in size. You can also get the Chinese seed beads, and the Chinese seed beads will not be consistent in size. You will have one that's really, the length of the seed bead will be a lot smaller or larger based upon what they are in there. And that's what Chinese seed beads are about. So you can buy them at different places from different types. Yes, I have a hard time using the Chinese ones because they don't sit when you're using them like this. Don't sit very well together because there's not a huge consistency. Czech glass is not as consistent as like Japanese seed beads, but they can be used in a project like this. The Chinese seed beads I will use more in as a filler on certain types of jewelry. So yes. So that's just a little bit of a quick tutorial about seed beads. I don't know where else. I know Rose has done it in the past, but it's been many years since she used seed beads, where she had gotten them from in the past. I just have a huge collection of seed beads, so I haven't bought any lately. And also, I don't use them as much. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to break them out and we're going to do a project with them. So that's why we've done the twist and then the twist with the loops. So we're just, and literally when you go to do this project, we have about another half an hour here today. So I'm going to keep making on this one and keep doing my loops. But literally this project is a repeat all the way down till you get to the end. And then you just tie it off, just like you tied it off when you added your closure. One of the other things as you're working on this project, you will see my string will run out at some point. You can either tie it off, remember where you left off at, and tie on again, or you can go to a video that I will be posting later today that tells you how to add on the thread by making a knot. The type of thread that I am using today is Nymo thread, size B. It is a cotton thread that you have to condition before you use it. And when you go to condition it, I happen to use beeswax to condition my thread. You can use that or thread conditioner. And this is the bobbins that Nymo thread comes on. And you'll see that it's got the B stamped in there for the size of thread. And then you just need a beading needle. And I believe it is a size 10 is my beading needle size. There's different size needles. And when you're working with 11-0s, you want to go with a size that will go through the 11-0 beads. That I will tell you. Let's go with, let me see. I did orange transparent, so I don't want to go with the orange opaque. But how about if we go with the silver lined purple? If you have more questions, please ask in the chat. Oh, I thought it was for the cotton. Thank you. She's saying, so what she said is the Nymo, the NY part of Nymo means nylon. I have always been taught it was cotton, so thank you. I'm all about sharing, and like, if you know something, and if I said something wrong, I am good with you correcting me. I'm going to do a black, and let's do white at the top. So, and I've been doing beading for years now, and I did not know that. So I am like gonna go do more research. There's 7, 8, 9. Yep, I will condition it, because even if you didn't condition it, it will fray. I don't know a better word to use than fray. It doesn't like it gets really weird, and it knots a lot easier. It's just, and I have found beeswax is what I prefer to condition with. I am not one that likes to use the thread conditioner. It's just more oily than the beeswax. Beeswax just feels more natural. And if anybody out there uses different things to thread or to condition your thread, and why you go one way or another, please put it in the chat, because I love sharing all the information that every one of us uses, because we all do things differently. I use 10 or 13s. That's the package, and they're bead needles. So let me show you. After I get my things, I got to count here. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. You have to remember, I've had these for a while, so the packaging might look a little bit different. Oh, we are all about here. We have a group of us that, so this is the packaging. They're Beadsmith. I bought these at Aquarius. This one doesn't tell us. That's the bead store I used to work at. Yep, they're Beadsmith. If I removed the label from this one so you can see it. Beadsmith beading needles. And they say up here, size 10 and 13. So that's what I've always gone. And when I bought these, you have to understand, I bought these because Aquarius, I was trying to think of this the other day. Aquarius has not been in business in, I don't know. God, now I need to ask Craig. Probably 6, 7 years. No, longer than that. I was in our old house, and we've been in this house 7 years. So 8 or 9 years, Aquarius has not been in business. So back then, I bought them for $2.99 a pack. I have no idea how much they go for now. I have multiple packs of them, because when they went out of business, we could go in and buy everything at half price. So we had 2 bead stores go out of business in the state I live in, very back to back, like 8, 9 years ago. And when that happened, I ended up purchasing as much as I could from both of them at half price. Because that was, I mean, I was still sourcing my own beads and such back then, but if I could get them without having to have them shipped, I went and did that. There's 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, that is totally true. You're she's saying over here in a comment, beading needles. Whoa, I put my orange all over here. You got to be careful. The beading needles are different because the eye of the needle is thinner than a regular sewing needle. And that's why I'm saying, you know, your darning needles are going to have a wider eye than your sewing needles. Your beading needles will have a smaller eye than your sewing needles. So that's one thing. You want to look for the right type of needle that with what you're working on. And the other hard part, and I will tell you guys, since I got my LASIK, threading needles is actually harder for me. And it has to do with that I got LASIK where one eye is close and one eye is far away because I had really, really bad distance sight. And because of that, we did the monochromatic or monovision LASIK. The area where you would put your needle in is the area that is very hard for me to focus on. So putting and threading needles has been the hardest thing that I have had to do since having my LASIK. I love my LASIK. I would not change it, but I will tell you it is hard. But I still go back to how my grandmother taught me to thread a needle. And that was you put your thread between your index and your thumb, just barely peeking out. You bring the eye of the needle down and push it through, and not do the hold your darning your needle and then shove this in this way. You bring your needle to the thread is the way that I was taught to put your thread on a needle. And it actually, for me personally, still, even after my LASIK, that works a lot better. It just does take me longer. I used to be able to thread a needle like that. So having that change, kind of like the first few times I went to do that, really was a personal, like, I felt like I was getting old. And then I had to remember it is my LASIK. And I've even had people comment on here that I need reading glasses or whatever, and it's not that way. Um, it's just really truly about, it's a blurry part of my vision that will never go away because of having the LASIK. And they told me that I could get a glasses with one eye with a prescription and one eye not. And I'm like, just so I can thread a needle? I don't thread needles that often, so I don't want to buy glasses for that. So I'm being cheapy. Oh, and also we have a comment from Yearning again, Yearning for Peace. If you have trouble threading, sometimes you have to do the other side of the eye. And I've never heard that one, so thank you. Man, you need to come teach us some more stuff. Do you do jewelry making with thread then? I'm like loving your advice today. And do you teach? And if you do, can we follow? Because we're a community here where we follow each other and learn from each other and grow from each other. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, I am going to follow you on my backup account right now, and then I can go to my regular account later. There you go. If you will accept it, that's up to you, but you are giving great advice. I love having that. And you will find in our little community here where we always share with whatever we're learning. And then there is another creator here named Zuli, where she has monthly workshops to teach different things for beading. She has other creators. Some of them are here on this right now watching, and we all take turns at sharing something we know with the rest of the group. Oh, there you go. So we're going to go back through our white, go through our black. I'm liking it better with the solid 11 O's. You can see that difference. I'm going to get these first ones out. So like that, I'm liking that pattern better. No way, that stinks. I have, knock on wood, I've only been restricted once, and that was because of what I said while we were on it. You do not talk about how fast you're traveling when your husband is driving and you're a passenger on a live. I learned that. That's been the only thing. Sorry, I need my drink of my Dr. Pepper. All right. I didn't get very far on this one today, which is okay. I will have something I can work on. But what I will be doing, oh, I did 2 whites back to back. That was a boo-boo. That's okay though. We're just going to leave it. Will anybody notice? No. So what my plans are for the rest of the day, for those of you that follow me and do my lives where you guys purchase from them, my sale lives. Hi, Karen. After I get off here, I am going to continue to invoice. And we have a graduation party today. I thought we had 2 yesterday. I was wrong. We only had 1 yesterday and we have 1 today. So I don't think, and because tomorrow is Mother's Day, we're doing things with my mother-in-law. So I probably will not get this done this weekend. Yes, so we got some fun things going on. So because of that, I will probably finish this up this next week. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for those of you that follow me, I have a question to ask you. I asked last night. Whoops, I don't want to put orange on orange. Let's do white and then black. I have a question to ask you. Do you want, because we have Zuli's vendor live on Saturday, and I am one of the vendors for that. So I'm going to have for that show some glass beads that I have in large quantities. So like I have 20 to 50 strands of those beads. So that, and I will have probably 6 or 7 different chain. And then I've got some gold and gunmetal head pins. Yep, it will be a bracelet. So with that being said, do you guys want a Friday night bead sale live? I'll show you, Patty, what this one won't look exactly like the finished one I have. But yep, this will be a bracelet. So I already have on here my toggle clasp on both ends. So when it gets done, I'm going to hold this because he's not tight. It'll be like this. It'll look like that. And here is one that's a solid colored one. So it looks like this. Yeah, they are cool. So I wanted to teach you guys something different that we normally don't do. So my question is, do we want a Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday bead sale this next week? I have lots of stuff ready to go that I can support it. I just need to know if that's what you guys want. We made this one is my tutorial for YouTube, but we did, this was my one that I was doing. So, I know that's why I'm asking. We did one of these on a live with a tutorial. So this one is just 2 different colors where you would take all of the white and make a loop if you want, or you can leave it. This one's too big for me. I could put it on without taking it on and off. You can do it like that and just leave it like this, or you can add loops to it. It is really 100%. That's why I'm asking you guys. Is if you guys, I can support it with the number of items I have available right now and ready to go. the reason why I'm asking is that if you're at a point where we all have our budget and 3 is not in your budget, or do I just scale back Friday night and just have less items on Friday night? We can do that too. I literally am just looking to see what you guys are okay with. I don't want to do a 3-hour live and you'll be like, yep, that wasn't in my budget. Ah, there you go. So that's why I'm asking. Now, when I'm going through this, I am hitting this white bead and I want to come up above it. And you just got to sit here. Don't bend your needle, but manipulate enough that you can finally get around that puppy. And sometimes that is not the easiest thing to do. So I'm going to go through one bead, get it tight, and then I'm going to take a moment and get around that black bead, through the black bead, but not through the white. There we go. So sometimes, but make sure you do not get it around other beads like this is wanting to do. There we go. We got him all snuggy there. Whew! That one was a little bit harder. It was nice meeting you too, and have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday at 8 p.m. Monday will be chat time. There we go. And do you see how our loops twist around because our bracelet twists? So it is a cool bracelet. I'm going to put this down because I am getting wrapped up in it. And it is actually easier for me to do it when I'm not like sitting here talking at the same time. So I am also actually, if you guys would not have noticed, I was struggle bussing making sure my thread was staying on the right side and stuff. So sometimes when I do work on this type of thing, I just need to do it while I am sitting in front of the TV, not really paying attention to anything else, and I can do this. If I have people around me that are talking to me while I'm working on this, I have to end up putting it down because I cannot focus on this and the conversation. So this is one thing that, yes, I can do it, but it's at a time when I just need to just have peace. And so I will keep working on this and bring this back as a finished project. But that's literally how we do these, is just put one loop on, go through the 2, put one loop on, go through the 2. Yes, these bead mats seriously work perfect. I would not recommend beading without bead mats. I don't purchase the bead mats to resell. You can get them at Amazon. You can get them at any of the craft stores. You can get them at Walmart even. You can also buy material. It's like a fleece-like material, really low nap material. So you can buy a little bit of material and make your own. You can also use some, not all, but some towels in a pinch. If the towel has loops in it, those don't work. But I have, if you guys notice, I have a black tablecloth on my table. I do not bead a lot of times on the black table mat or the tablecloth because beads roll. And I don't like that. So I always have, and I have different sizes of them. If you notice, like this blue one here, he is smaller than these. I needed larger for all the beads. I have different sizes because if you guys have heard me talk, when I bead, I don't sit in my bead room and bead. Even though, yes, I have all the beads behind me, I will grab the containers out of those. I will grab a bead mat that fits on a cookie sheet that has the lip on it. And I don't know what else to call it than the lip. It has the little walls on it. Let me grab one so I can show you what I'm talking about. It's not the bar pan. They are just cookie sheets. This is, and you can get them in 3 different sizes. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see, and it's not like I'm trying to shove this down. So hold on, let me bring this up. There we go. So I use, this is the cookie sheet. This is not the bar pan. The bar pan is thicker here. This is just a cookie sheet. And this is a larger cookie sheet. This bead mat is too small in my mind for it. See how I got all this extra space? I have bigger bead mats that when I use this cookie sheet, I use it. It's more wider. I will leave this part open. And this is where I set my little containers from my trays when I go to bead. I take this down to the living room with me because yes, my living room is downstairs from my bead room. And then our family room is in the lower level. And I will take these either the family room or the living room. And when Ryan wants to talk and I want to bead, I have this. It doesn't spill because, you know, we've got the lips so things don't roll off. And I bead when I'm watching TV with them. So I literally, and even Ryan, when he is doing your guys' orders up, because what happens, how we do invoicing, just to let y'all know, is that after the live, I create your guys' labels for Ryan. Then he sits in front of the TV with a cookie sheet and a bead mat and puts all of your beads in bags and puts your labels on. So he even uses the cookie sheets too with the bead mat. He's found not having this bead mat on there, they roll around if he has individual ones. So he uses one just a little bit smaller than this to do up your guys' orders. True. So my husband even now has his own cookie sheet and bead mat. There we go. I'm setting that down. So those are like how we make sure we can travel around, but yet not spill things. So just want to share some of my ideas of what I've done for beading. Anybody else have any good ideas of how they carry around their projects? I'm all willing to hear more ideas. Because I think this is cool. This has been a little bit different than our normal tutorial day, but I'm loving all the ideas and all the talk. So let's keep going. We have a couple of minutes before I am done because I'm going to go invoice. And my eye is watering really bad. I know we talked about my LASIK before. So just to let you guys all know, as part of the LASIK, I had dry eye, so they put the tear duct plugs in, which means your tears do not go down your tear ducts so that it keeps your eyes moisturized. So we're going to do an eye thing here too. And because of that, I tear up now. Oh, don't be sorry, Rose. You were not a distraction. I have actually really, truly more enjoyed this one than because we're all talking, and that's what I love about it. So don't be sorry. I have worked with Miyuki beads before. They're just more expensive than the check beads, and that's why I don't use them. Because when you're doing something like this, to make this with Miyuki, it's like 3 times the cost. And when I'm working to sell it, and I did a lot of these to sell. I mean, I have not sold these in a long time. So this would have probably been, because remember, I did my in-person sales from 2006 to 2021. And I would do these I was doing them in like 2007, 8, 9, and 10, I would say about. And it was $25 for this bracelet back then. Yes, they are a different seed. The Miyuki and the Toso are Japanese. From what I remember, those were Japanese seed beads. So they're more of a cylinder and very, very precise in the sizes. Whereas check is more of a round. So like if you look at this, I'm trying to see how I can show you. Let me show you on the needle. So this is more of a round bead, if you look at it, instead of a cylinder. So let me grab, I've got some seed beads down here. They're going to be 11-Os. Let me see if they're these. Of all things, it is the one on top. This is funny that it's right on top. I'm trying not to move all my stuff. Here, I'll do the bronze so you can see it maybe. There we go. These are Japanese. I keep them separated. And these are 11-0, so they're very, very small. But do you see how that is like more of a cylinder than the round on the edges? And so they will be, more times than not, if you're using the Japanese ones, very, very similar. Like they will fit together way better. So the check is less expensive than the Japanese, more consistent. Chinese are not consistent at all. I'm going to see if I can find one here. Wonder if they're in here. Okay, yes, I have some here. These are Chinese in this container. And I'll show you what I mean by inconsistent. Do you see the difference in size and the length of the two? Those will be Chinese. And they won't always be consistent in the roundness of them either. So when I buy seed beads, I try to buy the check seed beads because the price point is something that works for me personally, and the consistency is a lot better. So when you're trying to make like this type of a project that I'm working on now and use the Chinese, your loops are going to be different lengths. The twists are not going to be the same part. You know, when I'm talking about the spirals here, if they are not consistent, you're going to have one that's going to be up higher or lower than the next one. So things don't fit and mesh together in a pattern very well if you use Chinese when you're trying to make jewelry like this. The check glass works better than the Chinese, but ultimately the most perfect would be your Japanese. But Japanese are a lot more expensive than the check. So you have to make a decision. That is a personal preference if you want to use which one of them. Yes. And so literally, so when you go to, and I'm not trying to diss Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, any of those. When you go to those, you need to look at the tube and look at the size of the beads in the tube. Are they consistent or not? More times than not, you're going to see that they are using more of a Chinese bead, which is fine for certain projects. But if you're trying to sew, it's probably not going to work. So I'm not saying you can't buy them. I am saying look at them and make a decision on what you want to do. Because they use the Chinese more times than not. Some of them will have the delicas in there. So like in the tubes, the round tubes with the lid that goes on the top, I would say they're more Chinese. The ones that are in the little clam shells, those will be more either Czech or the Japanese. But look at them and make a decision. I mean, that's what I've just seen in the past, and I am making an assumption when I say that. So I'm just saying look at them and see what they look like. I hope that works for you guys and gives you good advice to what you'll need to look for. But if you go to like Fire Mountain Gems and buy seed beads there, they will tell you what brand they are. They will tell you where they were made at and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I tended, you know, when I worked at the bead store, we knew where they were coming from. And then when I needed more and they were no longer available, I went to Fire Mountain. And thank you, the Rebel Hippie, for the follow. And anybody else that I didn't say thank you for. And anybody over here on YouTube, if you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and subscribe to me. I don't know where the subscriber is on a live, if it's up there or down there, but wherever it is that you can subscribe. I have never watched a live on YouTube before, and here I am live all the time, 4 days a week on it. It just cracks me up. I'm like, someday I'm going to find a live to join. But the people that I subscribe to don't do lives. So I've not seen a live. All right. Well, I am going to get going here today so I can invoice from, I have Tuesday nights. We've got it sorted and um, we've got it all ready to start the invoicing process. I need to sort out yesterday's jewelry sale, and I need to make the labels and sort out yesterday's. So we've got some work for Ryan and I to do before our graduation party we got to go to. So everybody have a great day. Have a great Mother's Day if you are a mother of any sort, and have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you later, everybody. Bye.